It's a beautiful sunny day in early August, though in a couple of days Storm Floris is meant to arrive and I think it'll change drastically. But today is lovely. I've gone out for a local walk in this northern part of Cairngorms National Park, really the edge of Darver Moor. It's not the Cairngorms at all. And I'm going to have a look at one of the two Huntley's caves in the area. This is the lesser known one, and see this ravine here. It's up there somewhere. It's fairly rough getting there. There's not much of a path. And then I'm going to go over the low hills that way and back round down into the glen. And as you can see over there, you can see the Cairngorms in the distance, sharp and clear, just a few clouds, and then swinging round to the Cromdale Hills. And lots of juniper, which is good to see. Higher up, the ravine becomes a jumble of juniper and boulders with heather higher up the sides, and the going becomes quite rough. Makes me glad I decided to wear long trousers today and not shorts, or I think my legs would be getting ripped to shreds in this lot. This is the view back down this little ravine to the distant Cromdale Hills. The ravine itself has the name Vieux Moor, which means big grave. I don't know why it has that rather grim name. Anyway, on to find the cave itself. And there is the entrance to the cave. I've just got to get across all the stuff in front of it and have a look inside. This is looking into the cave. I'm going to go in and have a quick look into the rather green looking inside. Not for long, I don't think, because there are midges, some of which you can probably see. This is in the cave looking out. It's not very big. See if we can get some view of the inside. You could probably sit 4 people in here fairly uncomfortably. There is not a lot of headroom. I suppose in the middle it's probably 4 or 5 feet high, but it would certainly have to be an emergency to spend any time in here. Though I must admit, it is quite cool, surprisingly so, in fact. And the midges are not inside, they were just in the entrance where it is shaded. Anyway, this is, as I say, the other Huntley's cave. And another quick view down the ravine. I'm about to climb out to the side of it now. I'm near the top. I'm through most of the boulders, and then it's just a question of crossing rough heather moorland for a while. I've now climbed out of the ravine onto the little ridge above, so I'm now out in the sunlight again, away from any midges, and this is looking towards the distant Cairngorms, and I've now got this fairly rugged, rough terrain to cross. Huntley's cave lies just beyond the horizon, and I've crossed rough moorland with lots of heather and juniper and bogs to the edge of this wood, and then followed the edge of the wood. There's a very large deer fence all the way around to here, which is where you can get into the wood over the stile, which I've done quite a few times. It is in fact lovely woodland. There was a plantation here that was felled several decades ago now, I think, and since then it has regenerated wonderfully, and there's masses of the Scots pine, birch, aspen, alder in the wet areas. It was interesting walking along the edge of it and contrasting the woodlands with the sparse sheep grazed heather moorland over here. But now the, if you like, wild part of my walk is over. I'm heading back down into the glen on this track you can see here, and so that's really now the end of my trip to Huntley's cave.